not easy, and he makes those stops at the key moments that we really need them. And he's one of the best in the league at making the right save at the right time. And I mean, he's been nothing but spectacular for us.
Right side, front row.
Calvin, can you give us a thought on just the emotions of these playoffs? You come in, you're playing great, 6-0, get hurt, and then you got to kind of sit, and then you get a chance to come back into the game. And I also want to ask you about that save in overtime on Bennett.
Yeah, obviously when I got hurt it was frustrating. Things were going pretty well, and then Skins hopped in there and played great. I felt for him today. He came ready to play today, made some big saves early. We just didn't have it as a team early, and I think Knobber just wanted to switch it up. And if he was playing behind our team in the second and third and overtime, he would have done what I did too. So it's and that save in overtime. I mean, I was just telling the guys, I kind of read it pretty well, and then I looked in my glove and it wasn't in there, and I kind of heard the crowd gooing and on, and it was a good bounce, and then we got one.
On the far right, standing.
Leon, can you just take us through the sequence of the way the first period went for you, and the dialogue between periods, and what flipped it for you in the second, you think?
I think just intensity. We wanted to come out strong tonight, but they put us on our heels early, and we were kind of lollygagging around a little bit, and certainly not the time to lollygag around, right? Especially after getting spanked in Game 3. So Corey spoke up. Obviously, a guy that everybody, when he speaks up, you listen and you do what he says, and we did a great job of grabbing some momentum and then keeping it. We're in the finals. They're going to have their push too. That's a heck of a hockey team over there. But this time you got to stick with it, and I thought we'd done a really good job of that tonight.
Left side, front row.
Leon, what does it say the character of your team? A lot of people were writing you off down 3-0 after the first period, looking at a 3-0 series deficit. Felt like the season's on the line. What does it say about you guys?
I mean, I think that's once again tells you that our group never quits, right? Like, I think we believe that no matter how bad it is, if we get over that hump of adversity, we're going to keep pushing, we're going to keep coming, and eventually it'll break. And again, we don't want to be in these situations too many times, but when they happen, I think we're great at it.
Take a few more in the far back right, standing.
Calvin, not that you necessarily want these chances, but to Leon's point, when you make a save on Lundell, when you make the last second save against Ekblad, it's not the chances you want to see, but does it help you get in the game and feel like, okay, I'm in this now? Does it help in any regard to make a couple of saves when your club needs it right off the hop?
For sure. I think when I first got in there in the second period, we really started playing well, and there wasn't much action there for about 6 or 7 minutes, and I made that save. I don't know, it might have been Lundell on the little mini breakaway, and kind of gets you feeling better, and after that it was pretty steady. They had some looks, but we had a ton of looks too, and our resolve was fantastic.
Standing on the far right.
Leon, with all the overtimes, you guys have now played the equivalent of 5 games in 4. It's mid-June. I'm just wondering, physically, how do you feel when it gets late in a game like this one?
I feel great. No, I mean, it's long season, of course, for either sides. We've played the same amount of minutes in this series, so fatigue kicks in at some point, but your adrenaline usually takes over, and you just chip away at it.
Last one, right side, front row.
Yes, this one for you, Leon. You said earlier, when Corey speaks, we listen and we do what he says. Could you share with us a little bit of the nature of the message? Because you're no rookie, Connor's no rookie. There's a lot of veterans. So why the words that he speak to you are so important and heavy?
Well, I'm not going to share exactly what he said right now, but the message is that he's been in these moments. He's not a guy that speaks up or yells at guys all the time. That's not his character. So when a guy like that, with that many games, that much experience. He's won everything there is to win. He knows how to win. When he speaks up, you listen, and it grabs your attention. So, yeah, he's a heck of a leader.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Finally tonight, Oilers head coach Chris Knobloch.
Hey, Chris. I just wanted to just maybe get a thought on, changing your goaltender when, Stewart played pretty well in that first period, but and then just a thought on what Calvin did and kind of what he's been doing in this playoffs and just the run he's been on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Stewart to be pulled there. Our team was flat. It was, didn't give him any opportunities. Had again taken 3 penalties in the first period, 2 high stickings, which I'm hating. But unfortunate. We needed to change things up, and the change was great. The way he played. Picks made some really big saves. I don't think there was many shots in the second period, but there was a couple of really good quality ones that he came up big with. And then, as the game went on, obviously the one in the overtime, he got his glove on it just enough to keep that from going in. And, it was great to see him make the saves when we needed him.
Left side front row.
A lot of teams have backup goalies that they hardly ever use, and you ride your starter. Can you explain the confidence that you have in Calvin, and also what that save on Lundell, that little mini breakaway, did to change the complexion of the game for this team, for your team?
Well, I have confidence in him because you look at his record. Whether it's last year, this year, especially in the second half of this year, he's been doing a lot of winning, and he's been getting a lot of goal support too, but he's been making the big saves when we needed them. And I'm thinking about when Stu was injured at the end of the season, and there was a run of games where Picks played consecutive starts, and I remember just him making some really key timely saves the last couple minutes. The opposition other goalie pulled, and coming up with those key saves at the big moments. And I think for him, he's been a journeyman goalie. He's been through it all, and right now he's been enjoying the ride. The ride last year of just becoming a regular NHL goaltender again, and then obviously getting as many starts as he's been getting, and he's earned them. I'm not giving him any starts. He's deserved them.
Right side standing.
Chris, you have the closest view of that game. You're closer to the action than anyone. What's it like in the moment to see your team go down like that, come back? What are you thinking through that tonight?
Well, I knew we could come back. It's not easy to, but I know with the group that we have, we can do it. We just got to dig in and win a few more battles and play a little bit smarter. And the guys didn't quit, and we just needed something to turn it around. And that power play goal was it. And then we were just able to get a little confidence and some belief that we can do this. And after the way Game 3 went, and then the way the first period tonight went, a lot of teams probably don't find a way to rebound. But a lot of credit to these guys. Very proud of them. Loved the effort from them.
Right side third row.
Yeah, Chris. A lot of the guys were saying after Game 3 that Leon addressed the team after the game. The fact that he walks the walk after he talks the talk. I mean, you've won 2 games in this series, and he scored the overtime winner in both of them. Can you just talk a little bit about, the fact that he backs up his words?
We have a lot of good leaders on our team. A lot of guys who probably, if they're on our teams, they're probably captains. And go through the roster, we've got so many guys like Henrique, Ekholm, and we talk about even Brett Kulak. So many guys that don't even wear letters have a lot of say and a lot of respect for those guys. As for Leon, I don't know what could be said that really conveys what he brings to our team, not only in leadership but the play. And he has just elevated his game in the toughest moments. Toughest moments in playoffs is tough, but how many overtime goals has he scored? And even the one Vegas, Kapanen scored. He was involved in that. He had a big part of that. So, you know, he knew that, you know, if we have an opportunity to get back in this series and change the momentum, our best players got to step up and play well. And, you know, I believe all our best players did that tonight.
Take a few more left side, third row.
From an emotional standpoint, Chris, what's it like to live this series? I mean, a lot of people on the outsiders say this is one of the greatest, one of the tightest series through 4 games they've ever seen.
It's, you know, games like that, it's exhausting. It's a roller coaster, but you know, for me, I just, you know, I do appreciate the level of hockey. The 2 good teams playing as hard as they are, playing the right